Hi, welcome to Andrew McAfee Music. Today we're going to be talking about fundamental rhythms, how to stick them, and how to count them. But before we get started, I'm going to demonstrate the 8 rhythms we're going to be talking about today. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. First, I want to talk about how I chose which hand to use for which note, a concept known as stickings. Now, the stickings that I generally use when I'm teaching are called right hand lead or natural stickings. Now, you may be asking yourself, what about left-handed people? Now, in my opinion, every drummer should work through both right hand and left hand lead stickings within their first couple years of playing the drums. So it doesn't really matter which one you start with, just as long as you cover both. However, when I'm teaching this in a classroom, I do generally start with right hand lead so that all the students are working on the same thing and they can help each other out. The system of right hand lead stickings works like this. Every beat starts off with a right hand. Easy enough. So for the first 3 rhythms that we covered, this is very self-explanatory. However, for the 4th rhythm, you may be asking yourself, why does it start with 2 right hands? And the reason is this. If we think about a group of 16th notes with alternating stickings, we have 1 on the right hand, E on the left hand, and on the right hand, and on the left hand. Since this rhythm has 1 and we have right, right, left accordingly. And for rhythm number 5, we have 1 E and, so we have right, left, right. Here's a good way to practice these rhythms. Start with a measure of 8th notes all on the right hand, followed by a measure of the rhythm that you're working on. And that'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So one thing that you may notice is that the right hand stayed consistent the whole time. And notice if I demonstrate it with the other rhythm, the same thing will happen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Rhythms number 6, 7, and 8 are a little bit different because they're 8th note based instead of 16th note based. These utilize the right hand for the downbeats and the left hand for the offbeats, which comes from the stickings of number 2. One of the benefits of this is it helps you really feel where the downbeats are because your right hand is always in line with that downbeat. Let's talk about some different ways to count these rhythms. In my opinion, there are 3 good ways to do this. Number 1, you count exactly what's on the page. Number 2, subdivide everything. And number 3, count only the downbeats. Counting what's on the page is what we've been demonstrating so far. So the way it works is if there's a note, a rest, or a tie, you count it. Now, for rhythms number 7 and 8, since they are dotted rhythms, I was actually counting an extra beat that isn't on the page. This is just something that I found to be really helpful for my students. And you can always think of it as I'm counting the dot. Using the what's on the page system of counting is really great for creating a direct correlation between the rhythms you see on the page and the syllables that you count. The second way is the subdivide method. Now for this, we're going to use rhythm number 4. Now, since it is 16th note based, we are going to count all of the 16th notes, whether they are on the page or not. This would sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. The benefit of the subdivide method is that it helps to make your rhythms more precise. Now, the third way, the downbeat method, we're going to use rhythm number 7. Now for this, we are only going to count the numbers. That'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This tends to be a little bit harder, but it is very helpful for training your ear to listen for specific checkpoints. That's all for now, but there is a part 2 and part 3 of this video, which covers some more difficult rhythms and some tips on how to practice. Stay tuned for more episodes. I'll be posting videos regularly covering a wide variety of percussion topics. If you like this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.